Okay, again, once again, for missing your name. I'm so sorry about that, sir. I'll blame people like Bishop Roland who have not taken time to teach me this name very, very well. We are really so sorry, sir. And we are so glad to see you, sir. It's always very interesting and exciting looking up. At least just seeing you inspires us. So today, we are very, very happy and delighted to have you in our midst. And Dr. Charles Apoki will be talking to us on investment opportunities in Nigeria. I don't want to say anything. By the time he finishes, that's when I will say, sir, please, you are free to start, sir.
Recording in progress.
You're muted. Thank you. Please.
I always end my videos by saying, I'm your friend, yes, Dr. Charles Apoki, so that people don't spell my name wrongly. Thank you so much.
All right, sir.
And in case somebody wants to write a check so that they can spell my name
correctly. Yes, sir.
I'm so glad to speak to you on investment opportunities in Nigeria. Why Nigeria? First of all, what are investments? Investment is when you put your time, energy, resources into meeting human needs in order to make profit. The key word profit, keywords meeting human needs, other words resources, time, and effort. So the entrepreneur and then a satellite and the thing exploded and they have spent up to $3 billion on that venture. People like Richard Branson, those are entrepreneurs. They start afresh, they experiment. But a businessman looks at what is already existent, opportunities that are already existent, that are profitable, and then invest. So we are looking at business opportunities in Nigeria. Now, why Nigeria? Number one, we reside here. Number two, we are 200 million people. That's the population of about 14 nations joined together. 20% of every Black human being on earth is a Nigerian. That is 1 out of every 5 human beings is a Nigerian. We are among the most widely traveled on earth. The Igbo nation is the 4th most traveled tribe in the world. And this population of 200 million is also a population that has an extended family system. That is to say, you don't only buy for yourself, you don't only cater for yourself, you cater for dependents. That's an opportunity on its own. I sell Gari online. Most of those who buy my Gari buy from outside the country online. They don't buy for themselves alone. They buy for their parents, for their in-laws. So this extended family system is a business opportunity. The next thing is that Nigerians spend a proportionate amount of their income on things, that is fashion, food, clothing, entertainment, burials, not because they are rich, it's just because Nigerians can spend a lot. So where you have people who can spend a lot, then it's a good place to invest. The next thing is that anywhere you have challenges, when you have problems like electricity problems, refuse collection problems, problems of housing, problem of feeding, problem of energy, anywhere you have problems, then you have business opportunities. And there are a lot of business opportunities in Nigeria because we have a lot of problems. So what are the business opportunities we have in Nigeria? Number one, I will take my bearing from 2 Kings chapter 4, from verse 1 to verse 7 in the Amplified Bible. The wife of one of the sons of the prophet cried unto Elisha, saying, my husband, your servant, is dead, and you know he feared the Lord. And Elisha said, tell me, what can I do for you? What have you of sale value in the house? Mark that word, sale value in the house. And the woman said, nothing, except a jar of oil. And Elisha said, shut the door against yourself, go borrow vessels from your neighbors, shut the door against yourself, and keep pouring oil into the vessels until the vessels are filled. Anyone that is filled, set aside. And the woman kept pouring. Then Elisha, it got to a point the oil stopped. And the woman went to meet the man of God and said, the oil has stopped. And the man of God said, go sell the oil, pay your debts, and live on the rest. So, starting from verse 1, you will realize that you have to have the desire to invest before you can even see the opportunities. That woman had oil in her house. Her husband died a debtor. Until she felt the need to invest, she did not see the opportunities. Entrepreneurs and investors see opportunities. They have insight, foresight. They see opportunities where others are not seeing opportunities. So you must have this insight into seeing opportunities before you can see the investment opportunities. The next word is, what have you of sales value? One key area that will do well in Nigeria if you invest is sales. Because of the large population and the fact that I said that we spend a disproportionate amount of our money on fashion, on clothing. If you go to Harrods supermarket in the UK, the Nigerian is buying, you will know. So on clothing, burials, birthday ceremonies, marriages, and all that. Any person that has something to sell. So one of the big areas for investment in Nigeria is retail. Retail. If you can open a retail outlet, just imagine how much ShopRite in Lekki there or that Axis sells in a day. See ShopRite all over Nigeria, Pick and Pay, and several retail outlets from South Africa and other countries are coming to Nigeria because of the large population and because of the ability of Nigerians to spend. So retail. I just give you a mathematical calculation. If you have your calculator there, you can bring it out and start calculating. 250 times 40 times 20 times 12 times 10. If you have not gotten it, I take it again. 250 times 40 times 20 times 12 times 10 will give you 24 million. So if you have 40 people buy something of 250 naira for 20 days in a month, for 1 year, for 10 years, you will make a turnover of 24 million. If you can increase this to 80 people buying 250 from you for 20 days times 12 months times 5 years, you will make 24 million. If you increase it to 160 people in 2.5 years, you will make 24 million. If you increase the price of your commodity to 5 years, you will make 24 million. If you increase the number to 80 with 500 naira in 6.75 months, you will make 24 million. So the large population of Nigeria is an asset, is an investment opportunity to meet these demands. And if you want to invest in Nigeria, we have 90 million poor people. The poor people are an asset, sorry to say. C.K. Prahalad, the professor that was in Michigan University, C.K. Prahalad, a professor in Michigan University, postulated about the base of the pyramid theory. Then the population of the world was 7.5 billion human beings. And he said that $2.5, those who earn less than $2.5 a day, constituted 4.5 billion human beings. And out of those 4.5 billion human beings, after then, 90 million to 120 million live in Nigeria. He said that if you can provide anything that these individuals can consume and utilize in small units on a daily basis, that you will be rich and socially relevant. So Dangote produces salt that is used by all households in Nigeria on a daily basis. Dangote produces sugar that is in our Coca-Cola drink, that is in our malt drinks, that is in our bread, that is in several things that we consume. Dangote produces noodles. So imagine the number of children eating noodles on a daily basis. So Dangote became the richest black man. Number one, we have a large population. Number two, he's meeting the needs at the base of the pyramid. And so if you can meet the needs at the base of the pyramid and they buy in small units on a daily basis, you will be rich. So check the countries that have thriving economies today. China, they have a large population and a large base of the pyramid. India has a large population and a large base of the pyramid. Brazil has a large population and a large base of the pyramid. If Nigeria starts targeting, investors start targeting the base of the pyramid, they will make money. So what areas do you target in the base of the pyramid? I call it the dining table economy. What people will eat on a daily basis. Do you know why a segment of this country can intimidate other segments of this country? You kill 6,000 cows in Lagos on a daily basis. Multiply each cow by 300,000 naira. 6,000 cows times 300,000 naira times 30 days in a year. You will know how much a group of individuals make from cows. In fact, at one point, the GDP of Nigeria, 6% of the GDP of Nigeria comes from animal husbandry. Just imagine how much we buy from, we spend on carrots, cucumbers, watermelon, goats, beans, onions, and all the consumables that we consume in Lagos, in Warri, Benin. They come from a segment of the country. Ironically, a lot of these things can be produced in other parts of the country. If you read Lord Lugard's book, The Dual Mandate, published in 1922, he said in one of the pages that it is because of the amalgamation that Fulanis are able to bring cows to eastern Nigeria. So before then, people ate cows. It is just the production, the bringing of the Gudala cow to southern Nigeria that we're having this crisis. The Gudala cow gets pregnant for 9 months and delivers one calf. If we can convert a lot of our prayer camps and idle places around Nigeria into animal husbandry businesses, we will make a lot of money. So anything that relates with food on a daily basis, not only selling food directly, anything that relates with the production and the distribution. You buy a bottle of a container of uproots or any of these chemicals that act as weedicides for 4,000 naira. Just imagine how many cans are sold on a daily basis. Because we live in a tropical climate, it rains a lot and weeds grow a lot. Imagine how many cans of weedicides are sold on a daily basis. Imagine how many backpacks to spray are sold on a daily basis. Imagine how many insecticides, fertilizers that are sold on a daily basis. So anything that has to do with food. The tendency, as you are hearing me now, is to want to go into agriculture. But the truth of the matter is agriculture is not a primary business. People will say that agriculture is good. I agree with you. But there is a saying that monkey meat is sweet when it dry. But waiting the person go chop before monkey meat dry. That is to say, monkey meat is sweet when it is dry. But what will you eat before it dries? If you must have a means and a source of income before your palm trees will start producing palm oil, before your plantains will start producing fruit, before the 3-month crop like the potatoes are harvested now and cucumbers are planted at one time. So agriculture is usually a tertiary business. If not, you will be frustrated. Before you feed your layers to the point of laying, you must have something you eat. But what I have found with agriculture is that those who process make more money. My young friend is processing akamu into powder and he is selling. Those who retail my eggs at one time were making more profit than I do. So, retail outlet for food. If you are retailing, repackaging, you will make a lot of money. Most of the gari eaten in the UK and in the US come from Ghana. So people are demanding for gari in the UK and in the US, and they need to be repackaged and sent there. The next thing, at one time, Banga paste was the most Googled word in Nigeria. And that time we were importing Banga paste from Ghana. So a lawyer took it upon herself to start producing Banga paste. And people started buying Banga paste from her. You need to process and add value. The next thing is we need to seize the market from illiterates. Let's look for seize them. You see, Uber is driven by investment have been taken over. Driver that carries me. If you have a car, that's an investment. Start Uber. As you drive, I know people who make up to 150,000 naira a month. Deceive yourself and practice dissimulation that you are living on 50,000 naira. After all, graduates in private schools earn 50,000 naira. Keep 100,000 for maintenance of the vehicle and for savings. Save in a cooperative. After 1 year, you might have up to 1.2 million in that cooperative. And at the end of the year, you're entitled to another loan of 3.6 million. 3.6 million, you can buy another taxi, Uber or Bolt or Taxify and give to another person. You discover now you're making 200,000 per month. 200,000 per month. In a year, you will have another 2.4 million after paying the other one. You get a loan and buy a third one. Within a space of time, you can have 5 cars on the road, you have an office, put GPS on them and monitor them. I know a young man who came to speak to us, they have 5 of them in Lagos. So that's taking opportunities that illiterates have been doing and improving on them. So what have you of sales value? What service can you render? If you take most of southern Nigeria, soak away pits get filled easily. Trucks that evacuate soak away pits make a lot of money on a daily basis. The hotels near me, they evacuate nearly every 2 weeks. And because it is filled with people regularly, and places like Lagos that are waterlogged, you will discover that you will need to evacuate soak away pits very frequently. There's another thing about soak away pits. People are now putting digesters in soak away pits. They can produce methane gas, cooking gas from their soak away pits. It's a technology that many young men are harnessing. So render a service. Render a service. What is it that people find difficult to do? They don't have time to do. They don't enjoy doing. Do it for them. School Run Nigeria Limited was a concept I had long time, and I was sharing it in churches until somebody picked it up. Many parents cannot carry their children to school. Why don't you buy air-conditioned Sienna vehicles, carry children from certain locations to their schools, bring them back? You can carry 3 sets of children in the morning, bring them back, and then stagger the bringing. The ones of nursery schools can come earlier, then the ones in secondary schools and primary schools can come subsequently. Serve them snacks as you are taking them down. Then, such services, people find the things people find difficult to do. Now, there is something that some people are practicing now. They prepare meals for bank workers. All these girls with long fingernails, painted fingernails, might not have time to cook and they close late. Prepare meals in kilograms. They will pay you I know somebody who prepares banga soup from Warri here, charters a vehicle that leaves very early to bring it to Lekki for somebody to collect and defrost. So prepare meals for people in kilograms, and they can pay. Hiring services like canopies, cutlery, facilities for ceremonies will bring a lot of money. The catering involved, the security involved. You see bouncers and all that. Anything that has to do with services, improve on them. Then business opportunities that abound in Nigeria include saving energy, renewable energy in particular. So recently we spent several millions putting solar panels in our schools, in our homes, and businesses. Solar energy is the in thing. Anything that has to do with solar energy or any form of renewable energy will do well. Services. I brought a lady to speak to us recently on auto mechatronics. Not mechanic now, she calls herself an auto mechatronic engineer. She didn't study mechanical engineering initially. In fact, as I'm speaking to you now, she's in Lagos for a 2-week training on rewiring vehicles, from brain bugs to kickstarters and all that. She has a beautiful workshop opposite the Plantation City in Otofutu, Okpaka, and people patronize her. She is rich and she's comfortable. There's another young man called AutoCare Services, Peter, close to the airport at Warri. He services vehicles for the rich, Rolls Royce and the rest vehicles. And when he brings his bills, they are enormous. He lives in a very big house. I've been to his house. And then because he services vehicles, he's able to buy vehicles, service them, and rent them out to companies to carry their workers. He is a multi-millionaire. The last time I went there, 2 mobile policemen were protecting him while he was serving vehicles. Me, that is a medical doctor, Boy Scout did not follow me there. So render services. Help people to do what they don't have time to do. Help them to do what they don't like doing. Help them to do what they are eager to do. Solve problems for people. One of the things that is going to be very important in Nigeria, because of the large population and the large fecundity, Nigerians can get pregnant very easily. You know, I saw 90% of Nigerians are poor. And I don't know why the poor get pregnant so easily and they don't deliver single babies. They deliver twins and triplets. So anytime I'm closing, I see schools closing, and I see girls, you will see a lot of girls and boys closing from school. What I do is that I multiply each girl by 4, and I project into the future. Those 4, that girl multiplied by 4 is the number of children she will have. And those children, those girls will need housing. Their children will need housing. So go into real estate. Real estate. You discover that real estate businesses are doing very well in Nigeria. I deal on real estate. People want homes. Nigerians don't like buying apartments. They want to have their own buildings. So real estate will do well. The thing with real estate, don't buy in the congested area. Move to the periphery. Ekpe, Dangote refinery and all those areas used to be bush. I went with somebody from DTF there to look at Dangote refinery. And he said they went to preach there years back. But today, those areas have been bought. If you go to Ayobo used to be bush. Deeper Life went in that direction. All that area has opened up. You go to where Canaan land is, it used to be bush. It has opened up. You come to the Redeem Camp Axis, it has opened up. I started investing in real estate quite early. You don't bath land, you don't change tires, you don't change the oil, you don't change anything. It just stays there. Even if it catches fire, it will increase in price. Real estate. I call it land banking. Put your money there. I saw a video of a woman who said he bought a land 1 point something million and sold it for 90 million or thereabout. land banking. If you practice delayed gratification, land banking will help you. That is one area that has helped me in life, land banking. Where my school is, I bought it for 350,000 then. I sold the periphery to train my children overseas. Where I built now is about 30-something million. Imagine 350,000. Where I'm speaking to you from now, I bought it for 350,000 too. Today, the hotel near me wanted to relocate me. My neighbor offered his own portion in the same area, same estate, for 75 million, and they ran away. So land banking, real estate. When you sell land, don't consume the money. Don't sell land to solve immediate problems. When you sell a land, even if you have problems, share the money into two. Use one half to go and buy land further away from where you are, and then you have not lost. You most likely will be buying a bigger land. Then use half of the money, the remaining half, to solve your problems, and then hold reserve as a buffer. You will discover that you never lose in real estate. So real estate. Then schooling. I run schools and I found them to be very profitable. As I said, multiply each girl by 4. You will find out that you see the number of children that will come. There are people who attended my school years back. Their children are now in my school. So it will keep going. Eaton College, where that government college usually was copied from, has been there since 1441 AD. The oldest university in the world is Al Qarim University in Fez, Morocco. It has a green roof. It was started by 2 sisters, Fatima and her sister, I think in 899 AD. It is still there today. It's the oldest continuous degree awarding university in the world. Educational institutions are very good investment, but you must know how to practice what I call eco-income, which will be a subject of another discussion. The school fees alone will not make you prosper in the school. The school has eco-income that you can make money from. Don't ask me the question of eco-income at the end of this lecture, because people pay 10,000 naira to listen to me when I shared it. So, but there is a book. According to the principle of the ant. Ants come together, contribute little, and then they build a gigantic structure. A cooperative we started recently, my wife and I, has grown tremendously. The Pastors Cooperative in Ughelli has grown tremendously. Ughelli Christian Farmers Association is a big multi-million naira cooperative. I established a cooperative for a set of Christians in Qatar. I did a Zoom meeting like this, and they established a cooperative that is doing well. You can establish a cooperative and people will pull in resources. You manage it very well. You will discover it will be a ready and cheap source of capital for people to invest in this lucrative and wonderful country. In Nigeria, we have business inertia, electricity problems, water problems, multiple taxation. But if you persevere, you will do well. I remain your friend, Dr. Charles Apoki. God bless you.
Thank you so much, sir. God bless you, sir. Please, it's time for questions now. If you have any question to ask Dr. Charles, he's here. You can raise up your hand.
Somebody said my network went off when I was talking about eco-income. Eco-income is not eco-ECO, it's ECHO, reverberative income. You do one activity, it keeps producing money even when that activity has stopped. It's a concept I developed recently, and I shared it with members of our inner caucus. And maybe one day I'll share it with you, but the material is available. We can share it to you online with the payment of 5,000 naira for the copy.
All right, sir. Thank you, sir. Pastor Demi, I can see your hand.
Yes, thank you very much, sir. We thank you for coming again, and thank you for spending time with us again. We are very grateful to you, sir. I thank the leadership for bringing you as well. Sir, I just want to God pray for the past 3 weeks. The DTF, God have been damaging our ignorances by talking to us on wealth creation, and today's another top one. At least, like I said online, that we have learned theory today for us to learn the practical, and you have done justice to that. I got engaged with somebody yesterday, and I said I will ask you the question today. Somebody was telling me that he got a offer for property, to buy a property for 3 million naira somewhere.
How much?
Half a plot for 3 million naira.
Okay.
Right? And a dry land, one of our, it's like a mission field, but not it's just populated area, but it's along the expressway. So he was seeking for loan to get the land. Then there's another opportunity he has in transportation. This tricycle, they call it Keke Marua in Lagos, which we cost him about maybe around 4.8 or 5 million, whatever. Now, and in 16 months, he will get about 700,000 naira profit from that investment. If he invested like 5 million naira for 16 months, he will get like 700,000 naira profit minimum. Now,
in transportation.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, so I was now telling you that where the risk on transportation is there. It's not that others are doing fine, but for now the risk may not be seen. But I was now trying to advise him that he should go for that property. But he's saying that he's in between two opinions. And I said, so in your own as an expert, what will you advise? You have mentioned issue of land banking, which I just supported my thought. So will you advise him to go? He was something that can be paying him. He's a full-time pastor as well. And I was listening to you when you were talking to Assemblies of God, one of your friends. Listen to you how the two of you are. That being a full-time does not mean you not do something to raise. I listen to you online a lot. So I now said to him that it's good for you to have. You want to have a monthly income. If you divide that 700,000 in 16 months, you will know how much you will get every month. And I said land banking. That I think just as you said, the land will remain there. If anything happens to transportation, it got burnt or stolen, you have to suffer loss. So what will you advise him to do? He wants something that will give him a monthly income, right? So
okay. One of the things. Thank you so much, sir. I forgot to talk about pharmacy and patent medicine stores because of the dirty environment we live in and because of the challenges we have with water and all that. Patent medicine stores and pharmacies do well in Nigeria. You don't need to have a license. You can use somebody else's license. Orange Drugs, the man that has Orange Drugs is not a pharmacist. He has people that register the business for him. Okay, coming to your question, I don't like people who have this desire to buy a property and or a business and they are looking for loans without having built. Most times when you give them the money, they can't manage them well. The woman was asked, what have you in your house? Most people want the big stuff. They don't want to start small. So I always encourage people. There is the big vision of land banking. There is the big vision of transportation. What is it in your immediate environment as a pastor? Let me give you an example. My school, 1,500 students come there. And when they used to come, I wrote a book. You go online, you can see my book, Money is an Idiot, at spetrapublications.com. 1,500 students, before then, they were less than that. They will come to school and they will carry my idiotic money away until I opened a canteen there. We started making 3,000 naira from selling water, zobo, sugarcane, bean pie, donuts, and that. And as the population grew, as at the last count, we are making 40,000 naira daily from the canteen. 40,000 times 5 days is 200,000. Times a month is 800,000. Times a term is 2.4 million. Times a year is 7.2 million. Small canteen. My son came from Europe, put an ice cream making machine. The ice cream making machine was selling ice cream. My daughter opened her own somewhere, So inside that school, we are doing small businesses. I went to First Square Gospel Church in Calabar, and I told the man, don't break this your wall now. Put a small store. When you put a small store, as people come to church, they will buy. When they close, they will open it. When they close, they will buy. And people passing by the roadside, they will buy. So he has a church. What is it that the people need in that environment? A popcorn making machine in front of his church, an ice cream making machine in front of his church will bring money. It is the ability to first accumulate this income that will enable you to manage a loan given to you. People who have not grown income from foundation don't know how to manage other people's money. Even if you buy the taxi, if you have not known how to manage small things, the Bible says he gave them according to their abilities. So it is here in my compound here, I sell plantain suckers. 1 year I sold plantain suckers of 2.5 million. All the kwekere they eat in my school, they are from my plantain here. The coconut I have here, I produce coconut candy. I will encourage pastor to start small first with his wife and his children in the house. Grow something that people in your environment can buy, then accumulate money. It is easier to go and meet somebody. I have 800,000 and I need 1.2 million than to expect somebody to give you 3 million. And you must not buy the one of 3 million. There are suburban communities where land are cheaper that you don't need a loan to buy. Because if you take a loan to buy it, the increase in price of the land and the interest on the loan will nearly nullify each other. So you just be neutral. Now, talking about the taxi services, there are challenges, yes, but people are doing well. Christians must not be scared of venturing into businesses, but we must learn the ropes, ask questions, undergo training, undergo mentorship, understand maintenance of vehicles, understand the routes and how the system runs. If he does that, he can start accumulating daily income that he will eventually use to buy land somewhere. So I don't agree that he should go and take a loan to buy the land unless he has a steady supply of income. The prayer, one of the prayers we prayed this morning is that we will not bring disgrace to the anointing. If you can't take a loan to buy a land and you don't have money to repay it to your member or to the brother that gave to you, you have brought disgrace to the name. That is my answer.
Any other question? If you have any question, you can ask now or comment.
Hello, sir. I raised my hand up. I want to ask a question, sir.
Go ahead, Israel.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. I came in a bit late at the point where you were talking about a little scale of business, like people that used to cook to the bank or for some people, or one little business or the other. So from that point is what I want to ask question about. Like me, myself, I'm into a little business, laundry business. That is my side work that I'm doing now, aside from the daily work that I'm doing. So I've been doing it for some years now, about 3 years now or 4 years. But I'm still doing it within my home, inside my house, because I am not yet financially buoyant to go out to rent a space. So I've been struggling with that, and because of that, it's very, very hard for me to like make it more open, not to collect people's clothes, because it's not everyone that if I meet and I explain to him, I don't have generator yet, I only have washing machine and I iron when there's light. It's not everybody that used to like, okay, be okay with that. So that kind of a situation now, I'm having a challenges of electricity, and I don't have money to be able to get my personal gen or a location where people will be able to locate me or as my office. The financial issue now, how will I do to take the business to another level now? And I'm working on a daily basis also.
Okay. I hope you don't mind my brashness. answering this question. From your tone, if you have to be a businessman, don't live with complaints and don't live with obstacles as if they are insurmountable. Don't sympathize with yourself. I can see that tone underneath. All you have said are excuses, but they have solutions. If you are mad enough, I use the word mad, M-A-A-D, motivated, aggressive, adventurous, and determined. M, motivated, A, aggressive, A, adventurous, D, determined. Now, if you work and they pay you, and your husband most likely, I don't know if he's alive or he's working, also works. Now, first of all, I must say that DTF, you can form that cooperative and you should form it. Punish yourself. Punish yourself. For many years, I had only one shoe. As I speak with you, I don't wear watches, I don't wear bangles. I cultivated that punishment of deliberately saving to get what I will use to do my business. So punish yourself, save. Nobody has enough money, save. Then number 2, practice what is called love capital. Love capital is go and meet, if the generator is 200,000, go and meet 5 people who are close to you, who love you. Ask them for 40,000 naira each. Stagger the dates of repayment. If you stagger the dates of repayment with a moratorium, you will now see that you can buy the generator, start production, and then start paying back. Number 2, there is no small business. It's only small minds that run businesses as if they are small businesses. You don't need a big office to start, because if you need a big office, you will now go and buy another generator to power that office. You will employ more people. Start from that your house, so that the generator that will power the electric iron, you don't iron all the time. You use it to sell cold drinks. You use it to produce ice blocks. So the ice blocks will produce income. The cold drinks will produce income. And as you do that, you'll be generating extra revenue that will help you offset the loan very fast. So that is what you need to do, love capital. Then you will ask yourself, what have you of sale value in your house? There are many things in your house that might be just they're useless, that you can sell and generate revenue. So when you sell and you generate revenue, you can now invest. I will advise you not to go and take quick loans that are online, or go and take loans from bank, because I talked about business inertia in Nigeria. If you don't need to leave that house to operate a very good laundry. I sell my gari online. What you do is to create a Facebook page for your services. Once you create a Facebook page for your services, then you can get people to patronize you outside your home. They can patronize you all over. I did a video on my YouTube channel on netizens and netism. Netizens are those who are in the net as citizens, while netism is the ability to manage your citizenship in the net. So you can create a big market online and people will patronize you. So then the generator, I believe that if you practice that, then there is another capital called trust capital. What trust capital is? You go and meet somebody, pay him an advance for the generator, tell him to give you the generator, and then you'll be offsetting the cost of the generator progressively. But you require a lot of discipline and dissimulation. Most people, once they get money, the primary thing is expenditure, while what they should be thinking about is savings and reinvestment. I don't know if I've answered your question correctly. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm okay with the answer, sir, on the response.
Okay.
Thank you so much, sir. Brother Coco, I saw that you have muted. You want to say something?
All right, praise God. Hallelujah.
Senior man.
My Reverend. I
It's
think you.
okay.
As always, I know that you will live up to the billing. Thank you
Okay,
very
sir.
much, sir. God
Thank
bless
you,
you,
sir.
real good. Yes. You know, what my real challenge is why we struggle so much as Christians. You know, to have so many billionaires. Okay, I said my challenge is why we struggle so much to have, you know, wealthy people as, you know, among Christians. And
Yes.
I kind of I want you to address the synergy between spirituality and, you know, the wealth you know, lifestyle, wealthy lifestyle we should enjoy. I don't know that where the gap, where, you know, where are Christians missing that synergy that ought to power our lives and make us outstanding, you know, to have that, you know, enjoy that wealthy what do you call
The life
heritage
of abundance.
yes, that Christ has already, you know, laid down for us. We're not supposed to be, you know, breaking our head, living in complaints and so on and so forth. I don't know how you can just in a few minutes just give us some.
Okay, let me chip this in. Number one, the God we serve is the God of the nation of Israel. The Jewish people are among the richest on earth. They control the banking sector, they control politics, they control agriculture, because they take responsibility for themselves and their environment. After the persecution and the Holocaust, they said never again. The average Nigerian Christian has a parasitic and entitlement mentality to religion, and we pastors have not helped people. We prophesy wealth and greatness upon them without teaching them the principles of creating wealth, maintaining wealth, multiplying wealth, and generating momentum with wealth. So the children of the world are sometimes wiser than us. I thank God for these opportunities we are using to teach people on how to create wealth. So, number one, the Christians have not had a drive for wealth too. We know how to criticize rich people, but we know how to invite them for our Thanksgiving services. Principles are neutral. It is the individual that pollutes the principles. I always say that an armed robber knows how to carry weight, knows how to jump, has to be brave, has to be able to confront challenges. If we can turn that in a godly way, so the average Christian is not forceful enough, is not determined enough, is not hardworking enough, is not adventurous enough, is not solution-seeking enough for the environment and the needs of the people. So that's one. Don't criticize money, don't condemn money, it won't come to you. Thirdly, the average Christian is a prophet to himself. In my house here, we say money come, big invitations come, multiple visas come. We call what we want into existence. So intentional living. I want to make such amount of money. So the first year I had 1 million in my account. It was November 15th. That was the year I desired $1 million in my account, and I called it into existence. So you need to intentionally live as a businessman. You need to intentionally live as an investor. I had said that I will not practice medicine beyond the age of 40 because I didn't want somebody to be disturbing my peace if he falls from a motorbike or breaks the head of his wife. So I intentionally stopped practice at 40 because I wanted to live the kind of life I am living now at 64. So it is intentionality. The average Christian is not intentional. We spend a lot of energy binding a devil that Jesus has already defeated on Calvary, I'm sorry to say, rather than harnessing the energy and the power and the grace of God that is available to us. So you can call customers sport. You can call businesses sport. You can create your world with your mouth and create your enjoyment with an intense desire and the grace of God. Thank you, sir.
God bless you real good, sir.
God bless you, sir. All right, sir.
Pastor Demi.
Yeah, yes, sir. Okay, I come again, sir. Thank you, Doctor, for that was a good one. I sent on the platform, sir, a question. I said, Doctor, sir, because of your teaching now, from pastors, if your ministerial station is in a state and you have a business, maybe a space or a land or something like that in another state to start something. Now, looking at the issue of integrity issues and the past ebbing away both in society and in the church, that should not be an excuse anyway. Because if you ask about Boko and others, they will tell you more about that. Is that so? How do you handle the issue of partner to help you handle, because as a full-time pastor, you are busy with the ministry, but you have a business somewhere. Who handle that? How do you solve that problem? I have another question after that I put on the screen. If you can answer that question.
Usually, it is very difficult to outsource businesses to people who have not done well in their personal lives. The reason the Igbos are the 6th richest tribe in the world is the mentoring system, where an uncle takes a younger person, the person learns the rope because of blood relationship and the fact that they will settle that person, they are committed to their businesses. Most of those you will employ, they've not managed their lives well. And so to have a business that is far from where you are, thinking that somebody will manage it for you, in Nigeria, where presidential elections can be announced by 4 a.m., smaller things, people who eat raw things will swallow cooked ones. So they will defraud you. I will advise that it is not good to expand without improving. Look for something you can do where you are, improve on it. As a pastor, do a business that is mobile, that is geographically mobile. Like I just said, ice block production, ice cream production, popcorn production. Your wife can go into hat production. When you go into hat production, the tools for producing hat, you move from state to state, location to location. But if you have a property somewhere, that property will appreciate. The land I farm in, it is not the farming I do. It is the increase in the value of the price of land that is my real profit and what I do online. So don't expand without improving. Develop a business within where you are, improve on it before you expand. And do businesses that you can monitor where theft rate can be very low and misbehavior rate can be very low. I just called the man in my farm and I told him that it's like a cow, that if you don't flog him, he does not move. I'm sure he is not there now. I will go there and still look for him. Maybe he has taken monkey tail and one shot of one other alcoholic drink. That's how those who have nothing to lose will help you lose everything you have. So be very careful before you expand.
Okay, thank you, sir. Lastly, last weekend, because of the 2 weeks teaching we had at DTF, I've been thinking of how to start small, and I don't like giving excuses. And so I look around me, what can I get? So I saw some abandoned stuff around the house that are just occupying spaces and also breeding rats, And so I put them inside the car. I just told somebody that, okay, get me that I can buy scraps, 2 bicycles, wow, 1 abandoned cooker, and 1 treadmill. So I put it inside the car. Yesterday I went to a church compound. I called the security. He called the guy. And the guy bought it for 20K and gave the security guy 2,000 naira. So I have the cash of 2,000 naira, 20,000 naira. And I have been looking at that money since yesterday as if it was like getting.
That 20 naira is a lot of money. Do you have a refrigerator?
Yes.
Just load bags of cold water, bags of pure water, and put cold water for sale. You've started a business.
Okay.
And your church members will buy after service. Don't bring romance and religion into business when you are starting newly.
Okay.
Romance and religion are enemies. And in my house, we don't play love with our money. Church people will only buy from you when they don't have. And when you fall, they will run and leave you. Let me go before I
Okay.
get into trouble. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you, sir. Thank you, sir.
God bless you.
Mr.
Remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Dr. Charles Apoki. God
We'll do
bless
that,
you.
sir.
Already.
Thank you so much, sir. We
All
really
right.
appreciate you, and we thank God so much for what you have loaded us with. You've given us so much to go back home and dream and dream. And I'm trusting God that by the next time we meet, there will be testimonies of what has started in our lives as a result of this teaching in Jesus' name.
Amen. Please don't forget the cooperative.
All right, sir. All right, sir.
All right.
God bless you, sir.